When you consider the following guys that we've got competing for the state title, they can't make it too tactical, though, after that display that we saw from Trent Tebow. We've got a great mix of front runners and kickers, and we've got the following 16 scheduled to get underway and on the line. I see just about all of them on there, so let's meet them, shall we? It's Jack Morelli of St. Anthony's, Riley Hubisz of Ithaca, Colin Stafford from South Louis, Ryan Sykes, the freshman state record holder from Forest Greeley, Van Furman, he's the Cross Country Federation champion, and if we recall last year, oh boy, look who we got in the house. There's Caitlin Toohey. We just saw her on the infield. There she is down there, bottom right of your screen. Welcome back, Caitlin. I wonder where she would place in this 2-mile if she ran it right now. Back to the field, Gabe Wigato, Henry Koike Sierra, Elijah Gentry, Jake Gogarty, Chris Tarduno, Nolan McGinn, Ethan Green, Tommy Flynn, Will Tempest, Jake Basalugo, and Shane Murphy. Ain't nothing to get our day started like a little Caitlin Toohey reunion. She recently achieved a new partnership with the Granola Factory out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, so congrats to her on that. But this is something we don't usually see. Shane Murphy in the pole position. We'll see it at points in races, but when you consider Shane, he's a little bit more of a sitting kicker. Look at Van Furman on the far outside. He did not like the position that he was in, so he raced up the back straightaway and is right up onto the shoulder. He ought to hope that that move wasn't too sapping of energy, but just knowing the type of heat runner that he is, he definitely falls more into the front runner category as he now slots into the top spot. Murphy and then Sykes. We mentioned him as the freshman state record holder from Greeley, and boy did he put on a show at Section 1 state qualifiers, running 9:15.02. He is in third still with the other Hunter Hawk, Henry Koike Sierra, future Columbia Lion in fourth. Murphy, also bound to an Ivy League school at UPenn, and they're in fifth and sixth. We saw these guys at Ocean Breeze Elite last week go 2 and 3 in the mile. Tommy Flynn and Jack Morelli, the future teammates at Boston College. A whole lot of guys in the mix for the rest of the field. It looks like Jake Pasalugo, recently committed Siena Saint, is in the mix for 7th, with Christopher Tarduno from Oyster Bay on his outside. Nolan McGinn of Fayetteville Manlius in a interesting position right now. We're not used to seeing him towards the back, as he has been a consistent front runner in cross country. At one point in the NXN final, he was in the lead. I'm talking about in the entire NXN field of boys. It looks like he is playing his cards a little more conservatively here. Yet to really consider the clock much, but if we look at our splits, Van Furman took them through the 800 at around 2:13.81. So they are running pretty quick of a pace here. That is well below 4:30 through the first mile, if they can keep it up. Ethan Green of Arlington is now in 6th. And we consider Van Furman as the reigning cross-country Feds champ like Colin Gilstrap last year. But Ethan Green is heading to Gilstrap's University, Stony Brook. So perhaps he has some legacy to carry on in his final season as an Arlington Admiral. We recall that move that Furman made to get up into the position that he's currently in. He's definitely dialed things back a bit. Looks a lot more comfortable in the position that he likes. Sykes in second, followed by Koike Sierra as they come through 1,200 now. Wolfield's still pretty much in this race. It's going to really start to take shape once we reach the first mile. So hurdlers getting ready for their finals on the infield shortly. But Van Furman, Ethan Green starting to make some moves on the outside. Tommy Flynn right behind him. And in between them is Jack Morelli. They're in 5th, 6th, and 7th right now, with Nolan McGinn as well. about 2 seconds quicker than the first heat. As recall, they ran about 4:01 through the 1400 split. First mile split might be a bit above 4:30 now. Again, Furman, they've been running 35-second laps, so in contrast to the start where they were averaging just over 33, they're definitely running within themselves. But again, they don't want to make it too tactical, just knowing that a 9:16 is tough to beat for many of them. 4:34 high, so they are sub 9:10 pace. Shane Murphy, who is in fourth right now, effectively fifth as he gets passed up by, it's like, Jake Casalugo. But Murphy is the only sub-9 runner as far as lifetime best go. 8:59.17 at New Balance Nationals Outdoor. And that was a full 2 miles. He's running 18 less meters here in the 3,200. But you got to watch out for Jake Casalugo, who moves right up onto the shoulder of Van Furman. Right there in third is Ethan Green. He's in fourth right now. Sykes has held the inside line very nicely. But considering Casalugo, who with his Fairport team were the favorites heading into the state meet, they've been the number 1 ranked team throughout the season, but just ran into some of the worst circumstances. Casalugo was sick. Her teammate Owen Willard got injured, and they couldn't come away with their first team title or qualify for NXN. It was a devastating occurrence for the Fairport team. But Casalugo, he is absolutely hungry and looking for a state title for the Fairport Distance Project here. But look at who's in the lead now. Our New York State leader on the season at 9:11.82, Henry Koike Sierra. He was third at PSAL City Champs behind Shane Murphy and Elijah Gentry of Brooklyn Tech, who's made massive improvements down to 9:15.57. Currently sliding at New York number 6 on the season. Koike Sierra into the final 1,000 meters right around 6:20. So they're keeping the pace honest with Green in second. Murphy trying to move up. He's gotten himself out of congestion. And Casalugo being squeezed on the inside in fourth. And I believe I got the Jakes mixed up, as that's Jake Gogarty. I saw the mullet and said, that's got to be Casalugo, but I knew Jake wasn't quite that tall. Jake's in the blue, a little bit further back. He's still in the race, but Jake Gogarty, just to give him a bit more of his stripes, he placed second at the Outdoor States 2 mile with a lifetime best of 9:07.93. Of course, he and Casalugo, future teammates at Siena now. Gogarty in fifth. But look at Riley Hubisz of Ithaca. He's now taking the lead. They're about to hit the final 3 laps already. Really cranking it up here with Koike Sierra and Green and Murphy right behind him. 7:28 with 600 to go. Riley Hubisz starting to really put a gap on this field. This is a brave move by Riley. He was one of the top runners for Ithaca, another team that featured prominently in cross-country season. But he's starting to tire now, as Green and Koike Sierra are getting closer. Ethan Green has now put a couple of meters on the Hunter boys who are going to want to work together to get back at him. But he looks mighty comfortable out front. Ethan Green, 8 flat, with 400 to go. Hubisz trying to stick with him. Shane Murphy has moved into third ahead of Koike Sierra. Of the kickers in this field, you've got to like Murphy's chances, as he made up a massive gap last year to get second. But Ethan Green was also in that chasing pack and got second in the public school standings. That was his big takeaway. That was his lifetime best, 9:04.44. And he is striking for gold as he hits the final lap. That was a 30 mid. He's really picked up the pace. Hubisz and Murphy trying to hang in, but Riley Hubisz, look at this. Into the lead goes Hubisz from Ithaca. What a surprise if he can hang on for the state title. The 7th fastest in the state coming in a wide open race, and down the home straightaway, Riley Hubisz tiring to the line, but he's going to win the New York State title. He absolutely broke this field. 9:01.42 and 9:04.30. Green PRs for second. Henry Koike Sierra third in his first time running the 2 mile at States. But Riley Hubisz just took 17 seconds off of his lifetime best. An absolutely mesmerizing kick by the junior from Ithaca. From New York, number 7, to number 4 in the country. Can you believe it? Wow, Ryan Sykes, he set another freshman state record at 9:14.59. So the history doesn't stop there. Whole lot of PRs all over the place. Shane Murphy, season best for 4th. Colin Stafford of South Louis, he PRs with a 9:08.58. He ought to be mighty pleased with that. Stafford, who is number 2 in the 1,000 coming in, is going for the 2 mile.